You are listening to Podcast Stories.
Don't worry about Sally Simple. Part 2. By now, the hounds are drawing ever much closer to them. Sally looks to her mother to save her. The front of the pack claws its way onto the shore with hundreds more swimming closer. Their eyes are bulging and red, with rabid foam forming around their mouths and drool dripping from the top teeth to the bottom ones. While her mother throws her head back with laughter, Sally becomes blind with fear. She can only feel her teddy bear Clowel come out of her hand. She has to calm herself down in order to see the strangest thing. A little bear runs towards the animals. Sally's mother, too, watches as the bear grows to 3 feet tall, his ears turning long and skinny. His teddy bear skin turns to a dark brown skin with 3 white stripes on either side of his face. It would appear that there is more to her mom's teddy bear than meets the eye. It seems that Clowel is not actually a teddy bear. He is, in fact, a Welsh pixie. He uses the natural ability to time freeze all of the hounds wherever they may be, either in sight or out of sight. Clowel pleads with Sally's mother to stop what is happening. "Please, Mistress Simple, take us away from whatever place this is. Can't you see that your beloved Sally is afraid?" "Good. And may it continue," Sally's mother says. She uses her powers to push Clowel into the ground. Only his head stays above the ground. She walks over to him to scold him for his interference in her plans. "Never get in my way again. Know your place," she says to him. But Clowel has other ideas. He uses his powers to pull the pendant out of her hand and sends it to the other side of the little island. She teleports to the bank of the river behind the island to pick up the pendant. But before she can reach it, Gran picks it up. "What are you doing here?" she snarls at Gran. "Salazar, I will give you 5 seconds to take your true form and to stop disrespecting my family," Gran answers back. Now that he is known for who he is, he decides to take his true form. He is a tall and dark figure, with clothing and skin that are darker than a shadow. His face looks as if it was made from gold. It was in fact Salazar that Gran saw hanging around Sally's house. He is the master of the Void Realm, between the first and second realms. He has long since been trying to get his hands, if only on a fragment of the black pearl known as the Glintstone. After learning about the truth of the pearls, he was convinced that it would enhance his natural abilities greatly. To the Cairnkind, Gran and Sally's people, living in the first and second realms, he is considered a trickster. But they know that he is far more dangerous than a simple trickster. Within the twin realms, there are 2 fragments larger than any other. There is no way he could even begin to face the moccasin, so he has settled on taking on the one that belongs to Sally. "Why don't you people please leave me be? Why are you always trying to oppress me?" he says angrily. "You have crossed the line far too much this time," Just remember what happens next is of your own doing. Sally's pendant materializes back around her neck with the snap of Grant's fingers. She then lifts Clowell out of the ground and tells him to get near Sally. Salazar tries to teleport away, but Grant cancels out that action. To distract her, he chains Clowell and gags him while also unfreezing the hounds. With Clowell no longer able to defend Sally, Grant is faced with a choice. More of those dogs climb ashore, intent on making a meal out of the little girl. Grant sinks Salazar's feet into the ground in order to also deal with the dogs, but Salazar turns her face blank. She reverses it, but he turns her arms into large spaghetti strings. Salazar laughs as Sally screams out loud. Grant tries to break out of his distractions, but time is running out. Something must be done quickly to save her beloved grandchild. At just 6 feet away from her, the dogs get nearer, but Sally's fear turns to anger. Her black pendant now glows red. Sally melts the bones of the hounds deep within their flesh, including their teeth. They all fall where they stood, as nothing more than blobs of flesh. The real Salazar comes out of the bushes to take a closer look at Sally and see what she has done. Breaking free from her issue, Grant can also bear witness to the event. Grant's eyes locks onto Salazar's eyes, and a smile grows on her face. He disappears as a dark shadow into the mist. Sally can't believe what she has done, nor can believe what she sees before her eyes. The hellhounds suffer greatly at her feet, while the others sink to the bottom of the orange drink river. Clowell's chains fall off as Grant takes Sally's hand. "The girl is in shock, mistress," says Clowell. "Come now, Clowell, there's no time to waste," replies Grant. She takes Sally's hand and Clowell's hand and walks them through the void realm back to the party that they were attending. Dad is still talking with friends, and he has no idea of what happened. Grant sits with Sally to make sure that she is okay and to answer any of the inevitable questions to come. "Granny, what just happened? What's going on? What am I?" Sally asks with tears running down her cheeks. "You are my dear granddaughter. That's who you are," Grant says as she wipes Sally's tears away. Grant explains that Sally is only half human and that her father has no idea of the truth. "You are a special person, and you must remember to keep your mother's pendant safe. In time, I will show you the truth of your existence and your hidden natural abilities. Your mother, grandfather, and I are not of this realm. However, we protect it from those who would want to destroy it." They hug in a warm embrace. After all of the deals have been done, and every hand shook that must be shaken, they arrive back at their home in Belgravia. Sally is exhausted from the journey and is fast asleep in her seat. Dad, ever the gentle giant, casts a loving smile over her as he carries her inside, placing her gently onto her favorite couch. Sally is awakened 30 minutes later to the smell of her dad's famous but secret hot chocolate being brewed in that dented saucepan. It was meant to be thrown away or given away to the nearest charity shop, but no more, as he must hold on to all of the gifts that have been given to him by his wife. Sally doesn't tell him that she is awake. She can see tears streaming from his eyes as he tries not to cry. The harder he fights back with the tears, the more he remembers those loving times, her hugs, her smiles, her cheesy jokes, and the way she would wink at him when she found out a way out of a conversation with talkative acquaintances. It is too much for him to bear. He crumbles to the floor into a ball, weeping and clenching his fists. Sally too begins to cry quietly, because she doesn't want him to know what she witnessed. She closes her eyes, trying to be still, but she opens her eyes to look at him again. She finds that as she is in her room lying on her bed, this sort of thing can be confusing for anyone. Surely for little Sally Simple, it is downright perplexing. Just days ago, everything was clear and defined, but now she truly has no idea of who she is. You have been listening to Podcast Stories, a co-production of Region Media and innFahr Media. If you would like to hear more of these stories, please like and subscribe to the innFahr YouTube channel near you.